Hi, Henry.
Hey, Leslie.
For one, I'm still in the assessor's office and will probably be traveling home
Yeah.
during the meeting time.
Yeah.
So I will be
Yeah.
turning off my audio and my video.
Okay.
I would like,
Yeah.
I would like to comment on the
Mhm.
wording in the town report concerning the collection at the Old Town Hall and make it a little briefer and a little more positive than the way it's. I
Okay.
see yellow. It looks like someone tried to make it more positive, but I
Yeah,
didn't want to.
We'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want to comment over email.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, we'll keep that in mind. My apologies to everyone. This has been a difficult entry here. For some reason, I couldn't get on. And
That's okay. We're all communicating with each other, and
good.
they'll be here, I'm sure.
And Karen is waiting for my call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as politely as possible,
Yep.
on the archiving,
Mhm.
I'd like to say that it requires someone with some technology skills to help with that. It doesn't have to be written into the annual report, but I know Karen volunteers to help, but
Hello, Karen. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Karen, it's Henry. How are you? Yeah, I've got a phone number for you. 1 second, and we'll get that. Oh man. Right. So it's 1-646-558 8656. Correct.
1-646-558-8657.
No, 8656. Okay, we'll see you online then.
Yeah, on telephone.
On telephone, yeah. Great.
Tonight tomorrow?
It's tonight. No, it's now, happening now. Yep. I'm just late. I'm late getting on, but we starting now. Yeah. No. It was supposed to start at 6. I'm late. I'm late getting on. Yeah.
I'll be later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right. Okay. Let's see. Everybody is do have a quorum? Yes, indeed. So one of the main concerns here is getting the annual report sorted out. And we had some comments here from Leslie. I thought we'd go right to it. Just to get a sense of, did everybody get a chance to look at it, first of all? Okay. Let me just bring it up for myself. 1 second. Okay. Let me share that with everyone. Right. Can everybody see that then?
Yep.
Just share it with you. Okay. All right. Just make sure we got.
Looks like you're not going to be able to edit it online or whatever with us.
Yeah, let me
So Mateo, do you know when you were appointed to fill in that blank?
Yep, there's Mateo's appointment.
I don't remember right now. Let's see if I can find it.
Or even what month? And Henry, in that same paragraph, Greg Colton resigned on, and then you need a slash between the 26 and the 23.
See if I can get rid of the. Okay.
Yeah. On my screen, there's a little gray circle in the lower left corner with a little pencil. It looks like that could be used for editing, but maybe it's not. I'm not sure.
Henry, are you trying to edit? Henry, are you trying to edit? Can you hear me, Henry? I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Yeah, Henry, you're still muted.
That might help.
Mhm.
Okay, let me share. Yeah, I was sharing the document. Hold on a second.
Front door,
Can you see it now?
7 o'clock, opening a meeting. I don't know if I'll leave or stay.
Hello?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. Okay. I just heard Becky. I don't know why.
She came in to
Okay.
tell me her evening's plans. Sorry,
No
I
problem.
didn't know I indicated I was at a meeting and that
Yeah, no
she
problem.
didn't understand and kept talking, so.
Yeah. Well, in general, I'd like to get some feedback about it. What I did here was basically go back to the minutes and compile under different headings, the areas that were worked on, obviously. but there are a few details. Mateo's appointment, for instance, that I'll have to go back and find that maybe in an email.
I was just checking the select board minutes to see if I could find it.
The town clerk should be able to give it to us.
Yeah, okay. So we got the membership section.
Oh, wait, yeah, Henry, on that.
Yeah.
Where it says Greg Carlton resigned on 4/26/23, you need a slash between the 26th and 23.
Yeah, I cannot edit on here apparently.
Yeah,
Shit. How's that possible? How can you edit something on this thing? I
I
guess,
don't know.
is that not possible then?
Do you
Ah,
want me to write down the things that are being edited and send that to you?
but we've edited things online before. Why is it?
Yeah,
I don't. No. No, it does not respond.
yeah. And you haven't heard from Karen yet? Was she going to call in?
Yeah, she was going to call in, and I should
Okay.
get a little message
Ding or something? Okay.
Yeah. from her. Let's see if I can figure out another way to. I know, we'll open it as a Google Doc. No.
Janice, just so you know, while he's working, that he called Karen and they confirmed the time with her and she spoke and took down the number. So
Okay. I was just wondering if she was waiting or maybe not.
I found my appointment date, by the way.
Yay!
Right. If I could only figure out how to edit on this thing.
Janice and I can write it in, Mateo, in case we
Yeah,
don't get to editing.
August 30th, 2022.
okay. Thank you. So Henry, I could just write the changes and then send it to you in an email and you can do it otherwise offline.
So there's that slash right there.
Yeah,
Mateo, okay. Okay. Quabbin Park Cemetery. I had a question about that in terms of the amount that we received. This figure was from last year. Would it have been the same amount this year? This past year? I'm thinking the previous fiscal
Right.
year.
I don't
It
know.
varies each year depending on how the market rates go. And
Right.
when you say last year and this year, is that amount for, when did that amount come in? Because we're talking about fiscal years here.
Yeah.
So we would be talking about the amount received
Yeah.
for Memorial Day 23. And it likely came in 24. The check very likely didn't arrive until 24.
Okay.
That the accountant can answer that. I could ask her
Okay.
if you'd like.
Yeah.
Or you can just email her that
Yeah.
you need the amounts of income from that for 23.
Yeah.
That'd be better for you to do it, really.
Yeah, no, it'd be quicker. And so, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. That was the only question I had. And anything on your part for that section?
Nope.
Okay. West Schoolhouse. Yeah.
I would only comment in the the next to the last sentence. It might say instead of we received, it might say the Historical Commission received. It's not a big deal, but it just seemed a little more formal.
Yeah. I'll try to make that more consistent. I avoided we whenever possible, but I will make that consistent throughout.
I guess in that paragraph, on the Quabbin Park, the third sentence, the Memorial Day event in 2022, that would have been 2023, actually. It was this past May, right?
That's correct.
So it would have been 2023, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, you've got two of us who have written a lot of annual reports over the years.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I used whatever I could from the past, and
Well, you did a great job. There's a lot of stuff to put together.
this
I
one,
agree.
well, this is one item that I had no notion about.
Oh, lucky
Uh,
you.
Except, but Karen, both Karen did go, and Janice and Leslie, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And myself.
Oh, and Bert.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right,
Oh, so we
Bert.
got to add Bert.
Yes, thank
Wasn't,
you.
wait a minute, then I didn't. I did not go to the one that Bert went to. So if we're, I can't remember for,
I think maybe you didn't, Leslie. I think there was
Okay.
something else. I
Yep.
think
all right, take
you
me
may
out.
have been
Yeah.
helping someone at that
Okay.
point
I
got it.
was,
We just scratched you out then.
thank you.
and put Bert in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. West Schoolhouse.
thank you, Janice.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Schoolhouse maintenance. I mean, this, let's see, why did I highlight that? Oh, question was, where is the money coming from? I should know this, but Bert, any idea what was the, did we have money allotted for this?
I don't know that I know of.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, could I speak?
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I thought when I was there, and I know you've been there multiple times, that we talked about using the donation from the Friends of the Historical Commission. So I reworded that to say repair costs were estimated between 2,000 and 4,000, 1,500 of which could come from the Friends of the Historical Commission, the previously donated Friends of the Historical Commission funds. And then I wondered if repairs require, shouldn't that say select board approval or not? I'm wondering why it says SHC.
Right. Well, that was just what I,
And I'm not sure we're going to ask for, I wouldn't even put in require approval from Mass Historical Commission. That could turn into a whole can of worms.
there you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we can scratch.
Okay.
Are you saying that the select board is the only one that should be there?
Well, I'd even leave out the whole sentence, frankly.
Okay.
This is a town report.
Yeah,
I think because it's a town building, but maybe the buildings committee has authority. I just know that I don't think we want to go there for Mass Historical for a simple repair to a corner post.
yeah. No. Okay. Done.
And above in the first, well, I would actually skip the part about the Historical Commission managed the much needed effort to clean the schoolhouse and assess repairs. I would just say on 6/15/23, the Schoolhouse Historical Commission organized a cleanup crew. And then another sentence saying it was assessed for repairs to the structure, and then go into your northwest exterior post.
Right.
And is that northwest?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought you guys had been talking about the side nearer the road, which would have been the east side.
Mhm.
Okay. And I wondered in that instead of introduced mousetraps to just do installed or removing that altogether.
yeah, I'd get rid of that myself.
All right.
It's very poetic, but I think less is more in some cases.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Right.
So are you going to reword that first sentence then, Henry, or what?
Yeah, I'll rework that. Make it more straightforward.
Okay.
Maybe Janice and I could work on it for you and send you something.
Well,
I don't know how you feel about being volunteered, Janice.
well,
That's all right.
this is, we got to turn this in by Wednesday.
Mm,
So I'd rather
Yeah.
just
Okay.
keep going. Never
Okay.
mind.
going and get it done.
Yep.
We have an extension for Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Right. Reword. Okay. Friends of Shutesbury Historical Commission. Yeah, this is where, again, I outline, yeah, the monies that went to the West Schoolhouse are there. $1,000, in other words, any donations they made. We've
Mm-hmm.
written in there. And Historical Commission should vote to accept the above 3 items and record acceptance into the meeting minutes with a copy of the minutes sent to the town accountant. I don't know if we ever did that.
I'm not sure we did. I mean, maybe we could try to do that tonight. We have a chance.
We should do that. That's the
And
beauty.
look,
Yeah.
let's delete it from the town report. It's
Yeah.
Not
Right.
necessary there.
It's not necessary for a town report. But
Absolutely.
we should do
no,
that.
Clearly, but we need to vote on that because
Yeah.
there's no record of it in our minutes.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's keep that in mind. And then just the remainder of the monies, blah, blah, blah. Anything else on that section?
Yeah, I would change will be in the remaining 344 instead of will be were, WERE. They were reserved for the Friends of the Historical Commission Executive Board members for seed money for future Friends of Historical
Okay.
Commission fundraising efforts.
Yeah, I guess my thought was that at the time it was in the future. It was last
Right.
fiscal
But this
year.
is for a town report that's in the
Okay.
past. Yeah. And
Okay.
the other thing is just delete that next sentence too, because actually all of us who resigned from the executive board are still members of the Friends of the Historical Commission. So
Oh,
if we
great.
just delete that, it's just
Um,
that we chose not to continue on as the executive board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So that one right there, last sentence.
Yep, delete it.
All right. Cemetery Commission. Again, this is a bit of money, and I know some of you worked on this. Does that do justice to it?
I think so. I don't even know if you need the date.
Well,
Do you? I mean, Leslie, do you think that?
I wouldn't. I'd just start with the Historical
Yeah.
Commission donated.
Yep.
all right.
I'm going through the same torture, Henry. I have to do an annual report for the Pelham Concom that's due next Tuesday. So I know how torturous this can be.
Okay.
Especially when you're trying to do it for a committee.
Yes.
If you could just write your own story and be done with it, that's one thing.
And so solar bylaw and historical preservation, a little background context, and then we met with DeCara.
Mhm.
The C in his name is capitalized, right?
I think
Correct.
so. I think so.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. And I try to summarize there. I think, it was the gist of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if you just skipped on in the blank, then you don't have to look that date up and could
Right.
just put a period after planning board.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Skip the date at the end.
Yeah, we don't need the date.
All right. All right. Town Common Guide Board.
You have on the 1, 2, 3, 4th line, you have after approved most of the funds, you have a parentheses. I don't know if you'd want to bother putting that in or not.
Well,
I wouldn't.
But in a report like this, shouldn't you at least cite the numbers that how much money?
Well, for sure, if you have them, yeah, wouldn't hurt, but.
It was
you-
10,000.
How much?
It was a $10,000 CPA grant.
Okay, that sounds worth putting in then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then anything else on that?
And maybe just leave out most of the funds. You could just say the CPC proved $10,000 toward the project.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, technically, it was town meeting that approves the grant. CPC
Right.
recommends it.
Maybe $10,000 of community preservation funds are went toward the project.
Yeah. And I list other, let's see. No, that's it. The Friends of Shutesbury, they donated 1,000 there.
mhm.
Anyway.
In the towards the end of that paragraph, it says SHC expects to go with the least expensive approach.
Yeah.
Should we change that language because we did, or rather, the select board did on our recommendation?
Yeah, I'm not sure it happened within the fiscal year or not. You know, I guess
We
could
just leave the whole concept out.
uh,
I don't remember when we presented it to the select board, to be
yeah,
honest.
I couldn't.
The options.
Yeah.
You can just say something like the present restoration does not include transporting, blah, 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 or something like that, or the present restoration contract doesn't include
Maybe
transporting.
shorten it up because a lot of that happened in FY 24, not 23.
Yeah,
We're only talking through June 30.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe that last portion of it should just be saved for the or
Okay,
at least
Next year.
to talk about the options and the transportation because those bids and everything happened
okay,
this year, right? This fiscal
Yeah.
year.
That's correct.
yep, okay. Good.
Get to talk about it again in next year's report.
Right. Maximize the real estate.
Okay, so we'll skip the transport and the right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
starting
yeah,
with
I-
SHC.
Yeah, you could keep the Friends of the Shutesbury
Yeah,
sentence and put it up where you talk about the like the CPA funds, as those are sort of tied together in terms of being both committed towards the project.
Mm-hmm.
And that funding from the Friends did come in the previous fiscal year, in that fiscal year. So
Right. But it is important to note that transport. I guess transport and what else? The protective.
roof,
The
the roof.
protective. The coverage it wasn't accounted for by the funds that we received. I think we should mention that. Right?
I think in the 2024 report, you're going to focus a lot on, with gratitude, on the fact that there was some really professional labor donated in a very cold time of year.
And then I think in that FY24 report, maybe that's where we can talk about we anticipate the next stage of this project involving another, sequence of funding and so forth. And
Yeah, that's true.
because if we are just describing what happened in the previous fiscal year, I guess it would be kind of premature to start talking about the things that we've been doing in the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Right. But we did receive funds and they were limited to dealing with the object alone. That was, I guess, I'll just scratch it. Can you see where I highlighted that section there?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the one you're referring to, yes?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would also get rid of the SHC expects to go with the least expensive approach.
Yeah.
Without the context of the two alternatives that were presented to us, that sentence doesn't really make any sense on its own. It seems like it would be more fitting to talk about this year when we went to the select board
All right.
at pitch.
So
Yeah.
let me just make a note of that.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Right. And the transport stuff as well.
Yep.
We'll deal with that next time.
When it happens. Or has happened at this point.
Yes, when it's reported.
All right.
It's really hard. Everybody has trouble keeping the fiscal years straight when they're
Mhm.
doing these.
Well,
Henry, we're grateful to you.
It's
Yes.
It's a question of what you know, whether you want to include it or not. I mean, it has to be transported, and it's not part of the budget. We can leave it for next time. SHC collection in the old town hall.
Yes.
I highlighted that stuff in the bottom because maybe I should just scratch that. You know,
I would hope so. That was,
Yeah.
I wondered what, yeah, that's
well,
scratch that
and the section below it.
well, yeah, I don't think it's necessary to put it in a town report. If you're talking about welcoming any volunteers, because
don't
it
know.
is somewhat specialized, I'm sure there will be members on the commission that will arrive with more technology skills to keep this going.
Yeah.
And in the sentence above, my experience, and continuing on, mostly me, the Historical Commission has set up a process for ongoing archiving and is progressing with holdings created since its inception. For example, well, this is 2024, but the other weekend I spent 8 hours at the copier scanning those Grange records. And
Wow.
I'm just saying that ongoing things
Mhm.
are being scanned.
Right.
They need organization. I'm not denying that, but I'm
Mhm.
just saying instead of it's going to be done in 2024, it should never be done because there will always be more things added and things taken away.
That's true. And I think we sort of had discussions at times on and off about people helping out. And to a certain degree, I think we have to be careful because it's a small space. People shouldn't be working alone. You know, there is a matter of trust, but still, I think you have to be
Yeah.
careful in terms of
Yeah,
opening
that
it up to anybody.
and that doesn't mean, yeah, I was going to say it doesn't have to be, that kind of consideration does not need to be in this annual town
No,
report.
not at all.
And it's trust, but because we have different things have inadvertently gotten misplaced or lost over the years. And it's not so much trust as, like Janice says, takes some consideration.
So we'll scratch that sentence, and you're saying we should scratch the following one
Yep, just go from despite to the project.
to the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And the sentence before that, when you're ready, I would love to add my interpretation and see how people feel about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about that sentence then?
Starting with the Shutesbury Historical Commission set up and it has set up a process
It just has a
for
process.
ongoing archiving
Mm.
and is progressing with holdings created since its inception, and delete everything from and training work parties to begin the inventorying process.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I was harking back to uh, the idea that we're going to be creating a coding scheme to
Yeah.
organize things.
Well, Greg did follow the person who came out from the roving archivist program
Okay.
and set up a digital format. And then
Oh,
Greg
good.
and I were going to go back, and
Yeah.
I was going to dictate while he put entries into the coding scheme.
Yeah.
And that never has proceeded for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But still, constantly when I send things out to people anymore, I scan them in, and they're all on different thumb drives. But
Well, that's good though. Good.
yeah, we have so many records in more than one place on digital thumb drives, which is good, because if anything happened to what I prefer to call the 1829 town hall as opposed to the old town hall, but that's a matter of choice. But it was built in 1829, if anyone's interested. Just
Okay.
gives it a little more dignity, I think, than the old building. But
Uh-huh.
Right. The next item, shrub.
Well, so in that,
Yeah.
Henry, could you maybe change the title on that then to SHC Collection in 1829 Town Hall?
Oh,
It is
Oh,
nice to
thanks,
be a little more
Janice.
specific.
it is dignifying.
okay. No problem. Got it. Shrub grants for World War II Memorial. Did that happen? And
No,
no,
it
so
hasn't. I went through when it first started years ago, and I found a painter, and he was recommended to me, and he said yes to do it. And then COVID came, and I thought, great time for him to work on it. Well, it's COVID in 2020, and then it didn't happen, and then it didn't happen, and then he was out of touch. And since then I've talked to a few people on and off. I think Miriam was sort of checking around for people who might do it. And so far nothing has come of it, and I haven't been active on it at all. The money there's still some money set aside. It may not be enough at this point, but it'd be at least some to go towards it. But at the time that I initially did the grant, I talked with the Al, who was a veterans agent at one point, and he said, really, the World War II memorial should get redone also. So that's why I put that into the contract. It went along with the first set of cleaning of the veterans' graves down at West Cemetery. So that part got done, but the painter disappeared. And I couldn't find another. I called around, asked some people, have not had success.
so we could leave that section.
You can leave it there. Yeah, maybe
yeah.
someone will.
I just
help.
didn't know if it had happened or not, or
No, not yet.
what's going on with that.
By now it's been 3 years, so it probably does need it now.
Yep. And historical signage for town property.
Mhm.
And we had that discussion about putting out some
Yeah, that's a neat idea.
information.
Yeah.
But it I don't think it went very far.
Did you get anything back from Lisa Brooks one way or the other?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think
Miriam?
Miriam was in touch with her.
Okay, I'll ask Miriam.
Yeah.
In that sense, I wonder if you might just reword that, keeping her Lisa Brooks name in there, but maybe just rework it to say that the commission is consulting with Lisa Brooks.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
And this project has stalled, but I would leave that out.
Yeah.
It's ongoing. It's always going to be ongoing, just as the records
Mhm.
care is always ongoing.
Yeah, so eliminate that last sentence. This project has
would.
stalled. Yeah.
Yeah. Will do. Yeah. local research. This highlights Leslie.
Mhm.
Well,
I
I
thought,
was going to ask that you delete that last sentence, one, because I only do the municipal records and, the colonial stuff, whereas I always refer people if they ask questions about Indigenous information, I tell them that that is not something that I'm qualified to speak about. So I think I would say the commission continues to provide support for local researchers looking for information about the area even. You don't
Uh-huh.
necessarily want to name it as Shutesbury alone, really.
yeah. Okay, and just delete that last sentence then.
Yeah,
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Future projects and priorities. Of course, I just go ahead and list the ones that we're working on that are ongoing, um, and and highlight a few things that I thought that were in the record as areas of interest for the future. Um, the mapping of walls and that kind of stuff. I know that
Mhm.
received a cold reception from the planning board.
Oh. Oh.
If I remember, am I right? I mean, I think that was the case.
I don't know. I expect they have other things that they're more concerned about, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. uh, but we can't, we can always aspire,
Yep.
things.
Mhm.
Um, future survey, historical resources, town-owned properties, that kind of stuff. This is kind of in what we've talked about in the past. Historic districts comes up all the time, and we
Yeah.
always say it's not going to work here.
Mhm.
Um,
Just a
so you might I'm sorry, Mateo.
just a
yeah.
grammar thing, but should that Leverett Historical Commissioner be Leverett Historical Commission?
No, I think I read it directly from the notes as commissioner.
I think they're probably talking about Eva Beth.
Eva. Yeah,
But,
probably.
but I could
But
be.
I'm just wondering if future projects and priorities, if you just say that the commission will continue working on the commission will continue with ongoing projects such as, and rather than expects to complete.
Yeah.
Most of our work, your work, is very much continuous.
All right.
I mean, I think I'd leave out the first sentence because you've already said it all above about the town hall, town common, guide board, West House.
Yeah.
You don't need to repeat that. You could start with, like Leslie was saying, the South Shutesbury Historical Commission intends on developing whatever you want to say, but just I don't think you need to repeat that first sentence because you just said it in the other paragraphs.
Well, I'll just say it without listing all the items.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other initiatives, anything to add or subtract?
If it is okay, never mind. No, that's okay.
No? Okay. And then of course this I don't know if I should include this last paragraph, though this is very true. This we're probably going to be dealing with that at some point. I don't know when.
Maybe just say may be reviewing rather than have to. Sounds like, oh, I don't really want to, but we have to.
We may review.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And were there 5 reports? I thought there were only 2.
I believe there were 5. There are 5 areas, right? And
That's
maybe, and it may have come down to 4.
Oh, you mean, so you're talking about solar areas?
Yeah,
And
So
we're going up through 23, so I think you are right, Henry.
they're
That
only,
it's
right?
4.
Yep.
did we do, I guess I'm just having a blank moment. I don't remember doing a report for each of the solar areas. I thought we just did sort of a more generic report about indigenous history in town and stuff like that. And when I went on the website, I went on the historical commission website and I found those two that Miriam had done a lot of the work on.
Yeah.
And so are you talking about something else? Because I'm just not
No.
connecting.
No, I took that, I took this from the notes, some of the notes from the past, and you know, what I gathered was that there were reports for each one of those areas or the combination of all 5. But I will double check on that.
Okay.
I will
I
double
don't,
check.
I mean, I don't know that they're on the website though.
Yeah.
Maybe they were produced and used in some other capacity, but I think, Janice is
Oh,
correct. The only reports that I
Yeah.
know of, the
Yeah,
Stone.
Maybe best just to leave it a report.
yeah, because maybe you're talking about the ones that Lisa did. Is that what you're talking about, Lisa McLaughlin?
No.
No, Lisa?
I could swear there were, there was some report, but I will double check it.
Okay,
If, again, I looked at the website, I didn't see them either.
yeah.
So there's something there that's off. But
Can I,
yeah,
I just want to revisit, not to draw this out, that language of
Mhm.
might review or may have review. And then also in the last sentence, the historical commission hopes to consult with the planning board. I wonder if it'd be better to be more assertive and say the SHC will review the potential. I mean, this is our charge,
Okay.
right? So
Mhm.
maybe say we will review the potential historical impacts,
Yeah,
and we will consult with the planning board about, preservation issues as the permitting
I
process.
agree with
Say
you.
we're
that's
gonna
good.
voluntarily, not even voluntarily, like we're gonna live up to our mandate and insert ourselves
Yeah,
into the
Yeah,
process,
yeah,
you're
um,
right.
and let them deal with the ramifications.
yeah, yeah. No,
That's
But
good.
that's
You're
our
right.
job.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah, I just maybe that thing about 5 reports. I reading that over. There were 5 areas, maybe there's 4, maybe there's whatever. They keep moving it a bit, but
Yeah.
I don't remember separate reports. So if you can just make it more generic, even or check and see. But or ask Miriam because I don't remember 5
Yeah.
reports.
I will do.
Okay, but I
And
like what Matteo had to say too.
yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no, it's fine. Anything else on this?
Yes, I would recommend that you don't just stop dead there. I think that one concluding final
Yeah.
paragraph, either thanking the town for their support or for inviting anyone with historical information that they'd like to share, just something to wrap it up
Uh-huh.
in
Yeah.
a positive way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like that idea about asking if anyone has any historical information they would like to share with the commission, whether it's, property or family or whatever
Yep.
kind of history.
Or
Mhm.
donations of documents and materials that are relevant to Shutesbury history to add to the collection.
Yep.
Yeah.
To our local history, you could even say, rather than Shutesbury, again, to be more generic about whose information and what and where.
Uh-huh.
That's good. Yeah, I think in the past it was pretty cut and dry, but I think having, it's an opportunity to reach people with this medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Henry. Really, we know it's a lot of work. Appreciate it.
Well,
We sure do.
it was mainly herding cats because finding the information in all of these, these different places. Yeah, but I think it's all here.
Okay,
Who does this report go to?
It gets published. There's an
Yep.
annual report each year for the entire community, and each department provides information to it.
yep,
And it's sort of a historical record of our town when looked at it in the big picture.
I see.
One
Okay,
of the resources that I've always used when I've been asked questions, not just Shutesbury, but not just the commission, but generally what happened to our town during this year. It always has the town meeting minutes. It always has the elected officers and
Okay.
appointed officers.
So before we forget, could we vote then on accepting the 3 donations?
oh,
Like,
yeah,
The 3 donations here, we see it highlighted here. And then, of course, copy of the minutes sent to the accountant. I guess officially we need to send that to Gail.
That's correct.
The
Yeah.
vote. Okay.
so
So
did you make a motion?
I move to accept, to vote on these donations from the Friends of Shutesbury Historical Commission to the Shutesbury Historical Commission, as stated in our,
Okay, I'll second it, Janice.
okay. All right, so we got Fernandez,
aye,
Geddes, aye. Let's see, Pangallo,
Aye.
okay, Stone.
Aye,
I think that. Oh,
and
maybe-
you?
Oh, Geddes, aye. I did say that.
Oh, okay, good, sorry.
Yes, but I never heard back
No,
from Karen.
maybe she was in the middle of things. She
It's
didn't seem to
possible.
realize it was now.
Well, no, I made it pretty clear, but
Yes, you did.
Yeah, when you
Very
called,
clear.
but maybe she had already had other things happening or something.
well, no,
Before
I
she
told
reached
her-
you?
No, I called her last week about this.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay,
But you spoke with her right before the meeting while I was already
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
meeting with you.
that's the second time I've talked to her today.
Oh.
I called her as I left the paperwork. This
oh,
paperwork,
okay, thank you, Henry.
but I don't know unless I'm missing something.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're done with this. Yes.
yes,
Okay. Yeah. No, there's no sign of Karen.
okay.
And she's not hasn't called. All right. So we were going to vote on. We voted.
We voted.
It passed. All right. Moving right along. The October 10th, 2023 minutes. We did not approve those, as far as I recall. Did we? Anybody remember?
I'll have to look. I didn't see any dates, so I didn't look any up. I think we had a problem with having the right people present who were at that meeting and were at the meeting trying to approve it. But I don't know offhand. Let's see, October 10th. Let's see.
October. I see October 4th.
Is it October 10th? Let me bring that up. Hold on. I just had that.
That was 2023, you said?
And I see October 25th.
Yeah, I see October 25th. Yeah, and 4th and 25th.
Just had this thing up here. Where did it go? it's,
Oh, I do see a draft 10/25/23.
10/25, yeah.
What is that from? Unable to be approved due to lack of quorum. Okay,
No, I think we have that quorum here, but
no, we
no,
don't.
without
It's-
Karen, we can't vote on it.
And, right, it's Henry, Miriam, Mateo, and Karen.
Okay. That puts a big, yeah, I'm not sure we can ever vote on that unless
You gotta get Karen in.
Yep.
Karen comes in here. Okay, well, we're
But
not
don't
gonna
you need four anyway?
say what?
Don't you need four people
Yeah.
to?
Yes, yes, but Karen,
Well,
We
in
need
that-
a majority of the
yeah,
members.
of those present.
Yeah.
And so you have 4 people present, so 3 would be enough.
I don't believe that's correct. I think you
No?
have I think you have to have a majority of the appointed number, the defined number on the commission.
Oh,
my assumption is that we needed 4, but
okay.
Yeah, I think technically that's correct unless it's changed since.
So, okay, so we'll never be able to do it then, since Miriam's not with us in. Okay.
the way it works.
Oh,
It's still a record that can be kept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, right.
Henry, it might be worth asking Grace what the procedure is for minutes that are in this kind of situation where you need a member who's no longer on the board.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Bert. Not Bert, Mateo. I think you can. If you can't do it, you can go with the lesser amount.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
Find out what we can do with that. That's 10/25. Right. The guide board. Anything to report, Mateo or anyone else?
So I think, as you all know, it was safely transported to
Yay.
Williamstown. It arrived intact. The weather cooperated. It was packed up pretty well. They did we wrapped it in plastic and sealed it. There was some trouble getting the tape to stick because it was so cold out. But when it arrived, the staff at Williamstown kept it on the loading dock so they could do a second wrap around it as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, and they said that it would take, usually about 1 month at least, 2 months probably at most, before they could actually take it out of the plastic and start doing their inspection.
Oh,
Did they give you any idea of when we will be getting it back?
No, the explanation that they gave was at the time that it's taken out and they can do the initial evaluation and sort of determine what needs to happen with it, that's when they'd be able to work out a plan for when it would return. So 1 to 2 months after the delivery date is when we would have the best case scenario, have a timeline for when it might come back.
I thought they had said something about it was gonna have to like totally dry out or something, and it could take up to a year. Something about that?
The person that I spoke to there said that they expect it to be a 1 month to 2.
Yeah.
It was forget her name now, the woman that,
Good.
that runs the furniture conservation lab.
Okay.
And that it's primarily to kill the insects if there are any
Yeah.
insects, then also to let the wood fully dry out and come to temperature
Okay.
stable.
Great.
So, and Bert, you sent along some diagrams of.
Yes, still a preliminary drawing. I've been keeping Ross Greco in the loop because he volunteered to be the lead carpenter.
Yeah.
He's in New Orleans right now, where he
Wow.
spent the winter. And I'll be in touch with him about any you know, to do some final plans on size of the structure, that kind of thing. And he'll be in touch with, with myself and with my son, who is providing the drawings.
Oh, great. And I don't remember, is that considered a gazebo or a shelter, or what's an appropriate term for it?
I think it's a gazebo.
Okay,
I think it looks great. I do wonder if it should
Yeah.
be a little higher.
It should be a little higher.
Well, I just wonder if it should be so that the top, assuming that there is still going to be a top on the guide board, is more fully visible. But I also know that we don't want to have it so high up that the whole point of the shelter from the elements is kind of lost.
Yeah,
So I
the
don't-
idea was that you can see it from the road. You can see it, be lower than where it's at.
Yeah.
So you can see it well from the road. If you are walking to it and it's about 6'6" high, then it's a matter of creating a balance between protection and visibility.
So
Right.
I've got it on the screen here. Did everybody get this, by the way?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
have it on the screen. Yeah.
I would like to make one comment
Mhm.
that at some point we have to be very thoughtful about the visibility for cars turning on and off of Wendell Road and going right through, because it's a quite low visibility area. It has had multiple accidents over the
Mm.
years.
Mm.
So it may, the exact positioning and how large the roof is will need extra thoughtful consideration.
I wonder actually if it's necessary to get some input or even approval then from, well,
Highway, police,
highway and police, yeah, about the
select
visibility.
board. Yeah, I don't misunderstand me. I think it's an excellent way to protect it, but it just wanting everybody to consider, because the
Mhm.
cars get off of Route 202. They've been going 55 miles an hour and they fly through here, and we don't want them to miss the cars coming off of Wendell Road because of the roof
Mhm.
of the gazebo.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. It's just something that unless you come to the end of Wendell Road every day all your life, you don't necessarily think of.
Yeah,
And it's just a matter of positioning and being thoughtful about the whole thing.
Mhm.
sure. I'm not sure how we decide the optimal.
Yeah, I'm not either. I just wanted to bring it up
Sure.
because it's important.
I would think that if we got, like, I know during Celebrate Shutesbury and stuff, there's some people that have like, I picture these blue ones. They're like, just a top part to like a tent, and then poles on the side, basically providing shade. If we had something like that we could actually put on the site and look, that way, and see from a driver's perspective, is this going to be too high, too low, or something, just to have some kind of physical thing that we could use to try to gauge height and view, or something like that.
Mhm.
A
But
prop.
in terms of what Mateo was saying, in terms of trying to have visibility, you were thinking it should be a little higher, Mateo? To be
That,
able
I mean, that was just my instinct looking at the drawings of it, but I also don't, I don't have strong feelings one way or another, and I imagine, we are going to probably have to check with highway department and police, and the select board is likely going to get the final sign off, I'm guessing.
Well, if looking at it, on the screen there, it looks like it's going to be moved 6 feet straight back away from Wendell Road.
Yeah,
As long as it's not a huge structure, you'd think it might even be better off for drivers coming in because there'd be more space in front of it to see what's coming around bend.
That's true.
You see?
It may not even be a problem. I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure it's in people's minds.
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I-
we'll definitely have to consider that.
I noted it. So
Okay.
all right.
So thank you, Mateo, for
Yeah.
getting that coordinated, packed up and out there.
Yeah, it's a big job.
It was an adventure.
Yeah, it was in it. Yeah, who was the who went with you? I'm just curious.
Nobody. I ended up driving out on my own.
Just him and the guide board.
Yep.
Okay, what else do we have? Next meeting.
Were you gonna do anything else for West Schoolhouse update? Listed there. I don't know if we have
You
anything.
know, there's really not much to report at this time.
Okay.
And both Bert and I have been in conversation about this man, this carpenter, Greco is his name?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No,
No,
confused.
not for Greco.
Huh?
Not for the school.
Not for the school. I
Okay.
guess Bob Groves had
Uh-huh.
put his hat in there. But do we have people lined up for this one? Bert?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob said he was gonna put in a bid or an official estimate, but that never came through. I don't think we can, I mean, I think we have to wait till this spring to do any work.
Yeah.
The water was diverted a little bit by moving that cable that came down from the roof that was making the water go straight into that post.
Yeah.
So
Right.
by moving the cable, then that at least that source of water was removed. So hopefully no more damage until we can deal with it in the spring.
Yeah, the only concern is that the main entrance also has damage from water, and that will be ongoing. I guess it may not. Well, we're going to replace portions of that anyway.
Mhm.
I assume it's not going to be a problem.
Wasn't that partly something about moving the stone step there, that it was tilting the wrong way or something, so that it also sent water the wrong way? Or is that taken care of? I thought there was something about the main stone step.
That's something that was mentioned too by Stephen,
Mm-hmm.
who came in one day.
Okay.
I forget his last name, but
Dalmas?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
he mentioned that. And but if we put if we take care of the overhang there on the roof, then hopefully it won't be as much of a problem. But we could think about correcting that too.
Okay.
We also talked about diverting the water from above, from the roof.
Right.
But yeah, nothing more to report.
Okay. It is I remember the thing about the mouse traps. Has someone gone back to see if they've any been caught or emptied or whatever?
I caught 3 mice after a month, and then I went back several months in a row, and there was never any more.
Great. Thank you.
Sure.
Those mice, I had an issue here about 2 months ago. Caught 18 mice.
Oh,
18.
oh my goodness.
And then no more mice. Now, how do you explain that?
You killed off the whole family, Henry.
Yes, something like that. And they were all living inside, and there's no entrance. There are no
Ah.
more mice coming in and out unless
One,
they just
one pregnant mouse sneaked in.
sneaked in.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, mice living in the historic West Schoolhouse does sound like the start of a nice children's book.
It does, Mateo,
Yeah,
it
doesn't it?
does.
They've
Maybe you should write it, Mateo.
Like proceeds go to the Friends of the Historical Commission.
Yeah, yeah.
set up a school in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
School for mice.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else that we didn't go over?
Membership?
Membership, yes. Uh, we are short of people, as you know.
How many seats are there that are open right now?
Two,
Two?
I think.
I think there were we could have up to 7 people on this committee. Is that Leslie? Any thoughts on that?
I think
Mhm.
she's driving.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think the word is that we need to find folks who might have an interest. You know,
Mhm.
Have we done a townwide email?
apparently, yes. At least that's what our notes tell us. Our minutes. The town email was done.
How long ago was that? Was that recently?
No, this would have been last fiscal year, mind you.
Ah,
So it might be time for another one.
yeah, I think so.
Yep.
So one way is to see if the town will put it on next door Shutesbury or whatever Becky's email
Mhm.
blasts are or something. And another might be to put one on next door since I don't think that's the official channel.
Yeah, the town doesn't.
Yeah.
Go on there,
And
You
but-
say,
then
you say not to do it there? Is it?
no,
No,
I think it would be
town,
good.
yeah, the town doesn't have any official next door presence, so if somebody were to do it, it would have to be something that came from one of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that that's clearly like the place where most people get most
Yeah.
of their information about what's going on around town.
Yeah.
But I still think an official email blast, through the town email system.
Mhm.
I mean, can't hurt. It's free.
The other thing is, I'm sorry, I thought I was muted and off video. There's a newsletter coming out
Right.
this spring,
That's
and
what I was
a nice
thinking.
article would
Ah,
go well
newsletter.
there.
Newsletter.
And I'm the one who suggested Mateo, so I've done my duty. And no, I enjoy my position as associate member. I would have spoken sooner, but I thought everything had been muted. Sorry.
So you did this to me.
I did it to you. Yep. And everybody approved my suggestion.
Definitely.
Leslie, the question before was if it should be 7.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have up to 7, right?
Yeah. I believe that's true. Leslie, is that the case?
That's correct. Yeah.
7. So that's a lot.
Well, I mean, if someone else wants to, that would be fine. Otherwise, if you want, I can write up something for the newsletter. I've done it a few times before because we've needed people, and that's usually something that's pretty well read throughout town, before annual town meeting.
Okay. If you could do that, I'll do the next door.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll let Becky know.
Yeah.
To put it on the town email.
At some point, whenever she's doing stuff.
Yeah.
There is a Facebook group for Shutesbury parents, and I can try to plead with some people through that
Okay.
as well, though they don't have a ton of time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I know there's a list of parents, no? People affiliated with the school in some way or another.
Huh.
Is that true? That I believe that.
I mean, there's the the PTO organizations and such, but I mean, I can take a stab at it.
We used to be able to put things on the weekly school newsletter.
Do you still have a paper copy school newsletter that goes out, or is it all just electronic now?
I get mine electronic on the assessor's email.
Yeah, I think everything is electronic.
Okay.
But there I was just thinking, I'm not sure I want you to write that book because I'm gonna be the bad guy.
I know. After I said it, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I don't want to do that.
We'll
Yeah,
disguise you.
I was thinking of that ending.
Evil historical commission member who comes in and kills all of my.
Oh, those cute little schoolhouse mice.
Went postal.
More will return.
Okay. Well, we should think about our next meeting as well.
Yeah.
And we're into February. I suggest we meet in March. Is that you
Yeah.
know, we could make it mid-March sometime. I don't see what the options.
Are we on Mondays now or Wednesdays or what's
No,
the
no,
schedule?
the reason we did this is because of the deadline for this annual report.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, no. Looking at calendar, March. Okay. We'd be up against the Board of Health at 7 p.m. on the, oh no, on the 13th. We could do it the 13th. Nobody signed up yet.
Okay. That works for me. Is that okay for you guys?
Yep.
I mean, the 13th,
Yeah, I think so.
is that good?
What time?
Okay. At 7?
At 7.
That's good.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. And Henry, I realized there was one thing that maybe you talked about it before I got
Yeah.
on when the Zoom was being a problem, but did someone volunteer to take minutes tonight?
Ah,
I've taken minutes, okay, because I always take minutes, but
well,
if you want, I'll write them up.
for the most part, I took notes, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I followed everything. Notes on the annual report.
yes, right.
Um, that'd be good.
So I could write up minutes that are just fairly generic on the part with the annual report, since you've got the stuff
Yep.
for that, and then just mention the other things that we've discussed.
Okay, sounds fair enough.
Okay.
Okay, I think should we move to adjourn then?
Yeah.
All right, I move to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, going around. Fernandez,
Hi.
Geddes, I, Pangallo,
Aye.
and Stone.
Yes, aye.
Okay, well, thanks all for being patient tonight.
7:33.
Thank you for doing the report.
Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
Hey,
A lot of work.
somebody's got to do it.
All
That's all I can say.
right.
All
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you all. Good
Yeah.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.